Rain on the mix.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ ronú àti sọ́kà bó ti pẹ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ ronú àti sọ́kà bó ti pẹ́. Àsìkò tẹ̀wá tí tó bá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ṣẹgbọ́. Àsìkò tẹ̀wá tí tó bá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ṣẹgbọ́. Tọ́rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá dìjọ rò igun ló ń kú. Àsìkò tí tó lè lè kàkàkà máa ń dàgbà wá. Lọ́wọ́ àwọn sí mọ́tò abáfẹ́mọdé ọmọ òpè kí jẹ́bà lórí lábí fòun gidigbe ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ó gbọ́gbọ́ kan nílòmínú gbogbo Yorùbá tó bá ń gbọ́ mi lórílẹ̀ ayé pátá igi gbogbo má fún mi lójú bó ṣe máa ń wí àtòkèrè ló yẹ kí olójú ti lọ ọ̀ráyé láti kékeré láti pẹ̀ka ìrókò tó bá yá ìbá ti dàgbà ó dájú pé pa òun lé ká ọmọ Yorùbá ṣẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi àbí kí n dákẹ́jẹ́. Máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbáfẹ́ àbíkó àgógó. Ọmọ Yorùbá ṣẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi àbí kí n dákẹ́jẹ́. Máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbáfẹ́ àbíkó àgógó. Kí ló dé táwọn Yorùbá fi ìyà jẹ wá? Ọmọ òpè kí mo fẹ́ forin fọ́gbà yọ̀gà wáráyé. Ìṣọ̀kan tí mo lára ọmọ Yorùbá kí ló dé? Àmúfun ẹ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ káwọ sàlẹ̀ wọn. Ìwọ̀dà lẹ́yìn tí ń pọ̀ jù ó yẹ kí ẹ jáwọ́. Ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ò lè láti wọ̀kàn bí wọ́n tètè ìgbọ́tẹ̀tì. Ẹni bá dàlẹ̀ Yorùbá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ dàlẹ̀ máa sọ̀dọ̀dọ̀ fún wọn kó dà kókòrò létí fẹ́. Ẹnu ọmọ Yorùbá kì í kó sí mọ rere. Pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ tí mo bá nà ní pàpà ẹni tó bá bá bóyá kíákíá kó lọ tòun ṣe. Torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ ṣì ń bọ̀ kó lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe dáadáa àbí fi tẹ̀síwájú. Máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbáfẹ́ àyíkò àgbogbo. Ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe dáadáa àbí fi tẹ̀síwájú. Máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbáfẹ́ àyíkò àgbogbo. Mọ mẹ́ta ni mo mọ̀ tó ń da Yorùbá rú. Òyìnbí sì mọ̀ tó Abíọ́lá ẹ̀jẹ̀ tètè orí sọ. Ẹ̀sìn àjèjì pẹ̀lú òṣèlú àti fẹ́ máa gbà fúnra wa. Òjò ní èdè òjò ẹni Yorùbá ń bá ká. Tó bá dọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú wọn kì í pọn mọ́ ìyá wọn. Táwọn sábà sọ pé lọ́la náà là jẹ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá lọ̀dàlẹ̀ tó ń dalẹ̀ ara wọn. Ẹ̀sìn àjèjì òjò jẹ́ kẹ́nu wọn lè kó rárá mọ́. Mùsùlùmí pẹ̀lú ẹlẹ́sìn Kírísítẹ́nì ẹ súnmọ́ bí. Ẹ̀sìn ò sọ pé ká gbàgbé orísun èèyàn wa. Jẹ́ kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbí kí n dákẹ́ jẹ́. Máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbáfẹ́ àdìgbò àgbogbo. Jẹ́ kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ ní àbí kí n dákẹ́ fẹ́. Máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ àbáfẹ́ àdìgbò àgbogbo. Ó ti yá alágbogbo kí n bá àgbogbo ìkìlọ̀ ní. Ẹ má lè gbọ́ bá a ṣe fọ́n rere. Alájà ìsìmọ̀tò Abíọ́lá. Paramount kìlọ̀ fún àkànní ní gbogbo US pátápátá. Ló sọ pé alágbogbo kí n gbọ́ àgbogbo ìkìlọ̀ ní. Ẹ má lè gbọ́ bá a ṣe fọ́n rere. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ìyá ń jẹ àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ bí. Ìyá ń jẹ àwọn ọkọ tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́. Ebi ń pa àwọn aya tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́. Ìyá ń jẹ àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ bí. Ìyá ń jẹ àwọn ọkọ tẹ́ ẹ ní. Ebi ń pa àwọn aya tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́. Torí pé jẹ́ àtẹ̀kọ́ tẹ́ ẹ ní. Ẹ ò lè déjì ẹ̀mọ́ nítorí Fúlàní ìfi màálù jókòó tí a dá. Kàkà kẹ́pà rọ́pọ̀dọ̀ fi inú yín. Kẹwọ́ solution sí fúnra yín. Ẹ̀wọ́ bìkítà ẹ̀kọ́ tí ikú. Ó ti wá dọ̀rùn òkú wọlé bọ̀ o. Alágbogbo lù kí n gbọ́ àgbogbo ìkìlọ̀ ní. Ẹ má lè gbọ́ bá a ṣe fọ́n rere. Ọmọ pẹ̀lú alágbogbo lù kó wọ́n ti. Àgbogbo ìkìlọ̀ ní. Ẹ má lè gbọ́ bá a ṣe fọ́n rere. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti wá pọ̀ jù kọ́tẹ́ rí. Fúlàní ti ń jalè àwọn dúkìá wa. Wọ́n ti ń pa pàjùwà lọ́mọdé. Wọ́n ti ń pa pàjùwà lákọ̀ọ́gbẹ́. Wọ́n ti ń pa pàjùwà láyàgbẹ́. Wọ́n ní kó tètè lọ wá owó wá. Ọ̀rọ̀ owó wọn máa pa wọn tí wọ́n jí gbé. Yorùbá ò sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n wẹ́wòrán wọn. Lójúmọ́ ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kiri lágbègbè wa. ìjọba ò sì tètè wá nǹkan ṣe nítorí òṣèlú ṣẹráyé níbí Yorùbá ń jìyà lórílẹ̀ wọn àwọn olónílẹ̀ wọn wá ń ṣẹrú àsìkò ti tó ẹ̀dìdè ká gbára wa ó ti yá alágogo lù kí n gbọ́ agogo ìkìlọ̀ ni ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ògbọ́ bá ṣe fọ́n rere gbogbo àwọn tó ti sùn ẹlágogo fún wọn kí wọ́n ó jí ó ti yá alágogo lù kí n gbọ́ agogo ìkìlọ̀ ni ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ògbọ́ bá ṣe fọ́n rere Fúlàní ìjẹran joko tí a dá bàbá tún sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe náà fàbọ́yọ́ àgàgà bẹ́bẹ́ tilẹ̀ bá gbófinró olóko ní òjìyà ajẹ́wé yá.
Yes, and a very good evening and welcome to our late night broadcast. I say good evening, good morning, or good night, depending on what part of the globe you're watching us from. My name is Koiki, and I'm just one out of so many Omodudua that believe it is time to go home. I believe in the cause with everything, but I can understand there are so many Yorubas around the world that still have it at the back of their mind that it is not going to happen. We might literally not have to argue with them, but we might just have to explain to them that trying to work with the Fulanis has been done for a very long time, and it has failed. Trying to believe that with these Yoruba politicians that have it at the back of their mind that because they are in power and they'll be there for a very long time, and so that means we must listen to them and we must try to walk along with them so that we can fix Nigeria. But some of us disagree. Let's play the anthem. Mo kí gbogbo wa, mo kí ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà inú ilé, mo kí ọmọdé inú ilé, mo kí ìyàwó inú ilé, mo kí ọkọ inú ilé, mo kí wa lọ́kùnrin, mo kí wa lọ́bìnrin. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ká má pera wa ní Yorùbá, bọ̀ ká sọ́pọ̀. Ó mọ̀ fún so many reasons. We've been together prior to this movement. because of what I say and what I believe in. Why some have stick? Because they agree, maybe partially. We have a lot of intellectuals around the globe that watch every single program, and they could sit down and take notes, but they could also feedback. And there's nothing bad in feedback, because I work in an industry for more than a decade, and I call it the hospitality industry. And one of the ethos of hospitality industry is the feedback, which is good for the industry. It enables you to see what has gone wrong prior to a client or customer patronizing that particular industry. And then you can use that to review, and I'm sure so many other businesses does the same thing. The time is exactly 11:27 p.m. I will also say 23:27, which is GMT. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí i. Bí ṣe ń kí àwọn Kristẹni, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mò ń kí àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mò ń kí àwọn onímùsùlùmí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mò ń kí àwọn tí wọ́n ní ìgbàgbọ́ sí any of those religion, even with the traditional one. They just believe that they are there for whatever reason. I'm sure we've all been hearing a lot, especially with that man behind me. But a lot of people believe that when I come out as the spokesman, and I still remain the spokesman, some might not like it. It doesn't make any difference. Until maybe Chief himself say, no, he's not. But for now, I am still the spokesman. So that means people know that when I come out and I say anything pertaining to the area of Chief Sunday Igboho, it is confirmed. But that is not going to stop what I believe in and what I say and how I say it. I'm sure some of you must have been thinking that, where am I heading to tonight? It is just the same area that we discuss on a daily basis. I'm sure some of you have seen the headline, but as you know, I just put the headline so that it just give us a guide. But I dive into different areas, just as my brother completed the show. And I waited, because we are not in competition. I'm aware that Simon Ekpa is live. I was aware of those that were watching, that were live prior to Mayegun. I saw, our beautiful sister as well on Oduduwa TV. And I watched so many other programs since morning. But I decided to leave mine till a little bit late. Not for any reason. Because also, láti just Sunday tí mo ti dé láti Glasgow, I've been a little bit strong myself. For the weather, the journey, the stress, it's normal. Ìyàn kan lè wà láyé kó sọ pé tásìkò kan bá tó, ara ò ní fẹ́, energy yẹn, even after all the wahala from October 1st, prior to that, after October 1st, we went back again on Saturday, we were in rain, then on Sunday, and just every week, Eric Lórí Star Radio UK, because I've been taking a bit of break just to relax and have enough energy. But that is not going to hold us back from coming out to engage, to discuss, and also to feed back millions of Yorubas that agree and disagree about how Nigeria is going to move forward. But one thing we know is the conversation ó ti jáde, kò dẹ̀ ṣe gbé padà wọnú ilé mọ́. Kí ni tó gbé jáde yẹn ni pé a fẹ́ jáde kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Ìyẹn kò ń kódà àwọn tó bí Buhari gan, àwọn tó bí wọ́n ò lè paná ẹ̀. Ká má tí sọ Buhari fúnra rẹ̀. Buhari will come and go. I put out a post that maybe next year we should all make our way to Nigeria. I'm going, yeah. Ẹ má tí ṣe yẹn, diaspora ẹ wà lọ́hùn yẹn. And I'm laughing. I laugh. Lótìtọ́, a lè jàjà yẹn láti ta. But if we are truly sons and daughters of Yoruba land, tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwa la sọ pé àwa la nílẹ̀ wa tó ń ṣàwùsà àti Fúlàní, à á padà lọ sílé. Àfi tá a bá yẹ pé níta kò gbé dání, àṣírí ni. Ẹ̀yin fẹ́ wà níta, but ẹ fẹ́ kí Chief Sunday Igboho wà nínú ilé, kó ṣe akin, kó gbéjà, kó máa jà. But àwa tí màá tẹ́mi sọ pé mi fẹ́ lọ́lé, Koiki máa wálé, Oyin máa wálé rárá. And I said, that's fine. But let us repeat again that the health condition of Chief Sunday Igboho is not doing very well. Last week, I came out to release a statement. And I'm sure after the statement or prior before my statement, so many people have said a lot of things surrounding his health. But one thing I can say is, I'm not have to sit down and tell you nǹkan báyìí ló ṣe, nǹkan báyìí ni kò ṣe. Now, that is not what we need to know. What we should be concerned is his health needs urgent attention. And that's all we need to know. There are so many platforms. And so we are now living in a, look, nígbà ayé ìgbà yẹn, ayé tá ń gbé nísìn, everybody have the right to sit down on their camera, on their phone, with internet, and come live and say whatever they want to say. Whether you are, look, Orope Yoruba Nation, go on YouTube. There are so many. 2.2 million people watch it. It's less than 10-15 minutes. Kilo ṣe ó kàn dín ẹja, salmon. You know, it's a cookery channel. 2.3 million people watched it. Salmon, ó gbé sórí òróró, ó ṣe sauce sí, you know. But that's what she does. Because ọwọ́ obìnrin ni, you could tell from bó ṣe ń gé àlùbọ́sà tó ń gé gbogbo ẹ̀. So don't think that ọ̀rọ̀ Yoruba Nation have interest to the world. No. The world to know that we have somebody, government, and Fashola government, and all our Yoruba governors and senator government, because they are all part of it. Even with PDP, ABGA, they are all the same. Just like they hold Nnamdi Kanu, just like they hold Omoyele Sowore, just like they hold Lady K, just like they hold Oladele, and so many others like that. And they think that everybody will just go and sleep. But not everybody knows this situation because they are too busy with so many things. Àwọn kan jà nísìn for the vaccine, for the COVID. Àwọn kan jà for climate change. Glasgow is going to be hot again by end of this month because the world will be going there for the climate change, COP26. So tabawa rò pé sitting down there 24 hours when every platform is talking is enough. It's not yet enough. But I can tell you that the health condition of Chief Sunday Igboho is not good. And we are using this opportunity again to plead with Benin Republic, President Talon, to consider Chief Sunday Igboho's health Even if we know that Nigeria government wants to bully them as a small country with less than 13 million citizens. I've told everybody, Nijeta, which was the last broadcast I came out. Like I said, Imigon, since I came back from Glasgow, you know, it's only now that I'm feeling much, I'm feeling a little bit more better. So I've decided just to take a bit of more of rest so that ẹ máa rí mi dáadáa, ìtura fi ríra wa pẹ́, kọ́lọ̀ já ríra wa pẹ́. Gbọ́ pé èèyàn kan wà láyé kò ní rẹ̀ díẹ̀ bí bàbá wa Chief Sunday Igboho. In tó ṣe wọ́n kọ́ ni a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Àmọ́ ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe dè wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ nígbà tá a tún wá mọ̀ nísìnyí pé ó tẹ̀ wọ́n díẹ̀, ó rẹ̀ díẹ̀, kó jẹ́ kó máa lọ rìnrìn àjò ẹ̀ before it is too late. The opportunity is still there with the government of Benin Republic. Because we are not here to threaten or to tell them what to do or what not to do. No, that is not my job. We are talking about the rule of law that we believe and we know. I have an urgent call which I have to take.
Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now. Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
America is committed with so many things, but we're coming back there. Chief Sunday Igboho, tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Igboho Òòṣà, he's not feeling very well. And he needs to move for that medical treatment as quickly as possible. And we're again. Look, we understand they might be playing politics. First and foremost, he hasn't done anything that the law of Benin Republic must hold him for 3 months. But some of us are already saying, I want to negotiate before 2023. Do you know what you're talking about? More days before 2023. The last time I told you, so that I'm not saying nonsense. Let me just go back on my clock. You can always do that if you're not sure. It's www.koikimedia.com. It will tell you, how many days, how many weeks, months that we have left. So let me also turn my camera on this. Again, for those of you that might be thinking, what software do I use? I use XSplit. A lot of people use different software, but I use XSplit because that is the one I'm more comfortable with. And it's very easy to download. It's free, but there are some packages that you have to pay for as well. And it's good if you're also trying to do something, not literally Yoruba Nation, Just try to start doing something, no matter how small, within your community. Tell us about your area. Tell us about your community, your local government. Start, talking about it on your YouTube channel, conversation, and then all these things will lead. Ṣẹ́rí àwọn tó bá ní Yorùbá nation ò ní wáyé, ẹ lọ ti tú ẹ̀ dànù. Àyà dábàá bá wàhálà sílẹ̀ tá a máa fi rí gbà ni. Pé kò ní wáyé yẹn fìyẹn sílẹ̀. Wọ́n ń ṣeré ni. Pé kò ní wáyé yẹn. But this is it. 484 days. So lójú ẹ̀yin nísìn wọ́n máa di chief mú ní Benin Republic látẹ̀ní fún 484 days náà ìgbìyànjú lè bọ́ sí. A dẹ̀ ti bẹ Ọlọ́run lóríṣiríṣi àdúrà. Èèyàn dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ ẹlòmíràn ní ọ̀rọ̀ àdúrà kan ló wà ńlẹ̀ nísìnyí. No. Let's come back to reality. Àdúrà is the key. But action ẹ̀ tó máa tẹ̀lé. A lè ní wọ́n ń gbàdúrà nísìn kí wá jókòó síbà nísìn kí ní kò ní sí election 2023. A máa fi action tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn. Action yẹn ni gbogbo yín máa ń fẹ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi. Pé kí ló fẹ́ ṣe? Kí la máa wá ṣe? Àwọn ara ẹ̀ náà là ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ yìí. Wọ́n pè ní awareness, acclamation. Ẹlòmíràn ní àyàn ò lè work. Èyí tèmi ń bá lọ nìyẹn. Ìwọ lè move me. But tí kókó tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé 1 million things ó bẹ lórí tèmi. Èmi ò mọ tẹlòmíì, èmi ò mọ ti platform, èmi ò mọ ti media míì tí Koiki ni mò ń sọ. Kásìkò bá tó pà ní wálé yẹn tu ilé ẹ̀jẹ̀ fi yẹn sẹ́nu ẹ̀ má dẹ́rù bà wá kún yẹn. Ẹni tó bá máa lọ á lọ nígbà yẹn kásìkò bá tó. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ pé a lè wá nígbà yẹn á wá. So kí ọkàn má dẹ́rù bà wá pé Koiki yẹn lè wálé. Forget that. A lè má wá ní straight away nísìnyí. But kásìkò yẹn bá tó. Àsìkò yẹn à ní láti sọ yẹn fún yín nígbà wo. But pé àti padà wálé yẹn á ṣe ń padà bọ̀. But the most important thing tonight is Chief Sunday Igboho needs to be flown out of Benin Republic for a quick medical attention. Some of our politicians are excited. I can tell you, I can confirm to you that they are very happy. Ẹ̀wọ̀n kí n gbà tó ti mú nísìn oúnjẹ káwọn máa bá eré àníyàn tí wọ́n lọ. But we are saying to them that there are millions of Chief Sunday Igboho there are millions of us. I don't know about anybody, but I am one of them. Mo lè má lè ṣe tí òun lè ṣe tán délẹ̀, but màá gbìyànjú láti ṣe close to in tó fẹ́ ṣe. Mo lè má lè ṣe tó in tí bàbá wa Chief Sunday Igboho lè ṣe, but I will do at least half of it. That I can guarantee anybody. Pé ká má wá sí Nàìjíríà yẹn ẹ fi yẹn sílẹ̀ tó bá di next year láṣẹ Èdùmàrè à ń bọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ìgbà tá a fi wá yẹn là ní láti sọ fún yín. Kí ẹ̀kan má sọ pé Koiki wà lọ Nàìjíríà ẹ fi yẹn sílẹ̀. Tinubu ò lè wá Nàìjíríà, Buhari ò lè wá Nàìjíríà, gbogbo wọn ò lè wá Nàìjíríà. Kẹ wá sọ fún àwọn kan pé èyí ta ni ká dúró sí ká máa ṣe Yorùbá nation. Àwọn tó bá fẹ́ ṣe yẹn lè máa ṣe yẹn. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo wa. À ń bọ̀ nílé, à ń bọ̀ padà nílé. But wọ́n ní àgbò tó tàdé lọ sẹ́yìn agbára ló lọ mú wá ni. But let him go. Àwọn ò sọ pé I've watched a lot of blogs, a lot of people have sent me different ones. You don't have to know what is wrong with him. And why inclusive nìyẹn? Ẹyẹ yín nísìn irú àìsàn wọn gangan ló ṣe. And anybody telling you anything, àìsàn kan báyìí ló ṣe, kíní kan ló ṣe, I can confirm to you, nobody have got access to him. He might speak to people on the phone, they might call his lawyer and all that, but nobody have access to him. Only few people, plus his wife. So if anybody or any blog telling you anything, walk off it, Tajani. Oh yes, he is not feeling well. He's not feeling well. He's not feeling well, but he will bounce back in no time. Mo ò dẹ̀ rò pé èèyàn kan wà ní ayé láti ìgbà tá a ti ń gbọ́ pé ayé, màmá tó bí mi á ní tó bá ní ayé máa parẹ́, màláì, èèyàn nú ẹ̀ á máa lọ. Àwọn èèyàn tó wà nínú ẹ̀ ló àkànbẹ. Politicians are playing smart. They are playing very smart. Nígbà tí ṣífò ti sí Nàìjíríà mọ́ nísìn, gbogbo ẹ̀ ti quiet. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ti lọ sí olúkálùkù wọn ti lójú wọn, olúkálùkù wọn ti sá lọ. In their eyes. In their eyes, olúkálùkù ti fara sá lọ. Koiki ẹ mọ̀ pé náà Koiki náà ti sá lọ, ti kúrò Nàìjíríà. Àbí nǹkan tẹ́ máa ń sọ fún nìyẹn. Let me read this WhatsApp message that was sent to me. And I'm sure some of you, maybe not everybody, have that same impression. This is one of our, I would say dad or uncle. He lives in US. We've been communicating for a very long time, just like I do with so many people. And to send message, how about you reply for whatever reason? Ẹ má fi ṣèbínú, tí bá ti rí, màá reply ní moment tí mo bá rí ẹ. Kódà bó jẹ́ January lẹ bá ti send message yẹn, màá reply ní lórí. And I will apologize. And I'm sure some of you have already been saying some of those messages. Ẹ lè ti send ẹ̀ bí a ti pé 3 weeks. Ẹ kọ́ wonder pa but boy reply is because time tí mo rí nìyẹn. This message came tonight at about 10:24 p.m. I'm going to read everything, but I'm not going to disclose the name of the person. But I just want us to understand that this is probably maybe what some people are thinking as well. Yóò bá ti fi ṣífù sílẹ̀ kó máa bá ọ̀rọ̀ Fúlàní tó ń bá jà lọ bí ìgbà tó yẹ pé Fúlàní tó ń bá jà yẹn kò ń ṣe Nigerian government ló ń bá jà. Èyí tó ṣe wá darapọ̀ mọ́ Yorùbá nation yẹn kò dáa. But Fúlàní tó ń bá jà yẹn kò ń ṣe Nigerian government là ń bá jà. Àwọn ló di gbogbo ẹ̀ mú. Àwọn la ṣe ní ṣífù ṣe ń sọ pé Fúlàní tó ń pa wá lórí oko wa. Is it not the Nigerian government? Àwọn wo ni wọ́n fún ní backup? Is it not Nigerian government giving them the backup? This is the message. I have just had a discussion with some guys who are trying to blame Olayomi Koiki for misguiding Chief Sunday Igboho on social media. They gave this of our then responded that he was not interested to talk about anyone who is not in support of Yoruba nation. That Adeboye did not say anything about the killing of several fellow Yorubas by Fulanis. I tried to let them know that Sunday Igboho and Olayomi Koiki are men from the same planet, who will say things the way it is without fear of anyone but God. Hence, they were both the militant angels God sent to deliver the Yorubas from the permanent enslavement by the Fulanis. I also let them know that I started watching Koiki agitating for Yoruba nation before I know Chief Sunday Igboho, who was sent by God to fight for the good cause. Koiki has been pursuing Location 419 has turned our religious and political leaders, looters, to semi-God, that we have to idolize them, whereas they are ordinary human beings created in this own image, like every one of us. The fact that they are looting the government treasury and playing church to make themselves rich does not qualify them to become extra superior beings, that we cannot talk about the evil they have done, because we are celebrating ungodliness in Location 419. That is why we are where we are today. Olóòtú ìlú ní ìkà ìlú láàrin àwa Yorùbá. Both Holy Bible and Holy Quran tell us that the righteousness exalts a nation, but sins of unrighteousness is a reapproach. We are afraid to say the truth. We are also afraid to fight for the truth. President Trump was the first businessman and the first richest president to be elected as the president of America. Guess what? I personally wrote him for his wrong action over the cause of George Floyd. Nobody threatened me for speaking out my mind in writing to the president of America. Good enough, it was during his tenure of office that I started receiving more of government benefit as an American citizen. Finally, if we are all serious about having Yoruba nation, let us all do away with our garment of unrighteousness in contraction called Nigeria. Let's get a new garment of righteousness where our information minister will be named Righteousness Muhammad, not Lie Muhammad, who is the professional liar in location 419. Let us understand, love, and appreciate those who are bold enough to say it the way it says without being criticized for speaking out. This is the only way we can make it to the Canaan land that Jehovah God has promised us. Shalom. I'm sure some of you have that same, impression that KOIKI misguide bàbá tí tẹ́ pé brain ẹ̀ ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ bíi calculator, ó mọ gbogbo tó ń lọ. But again, I will say that I've said it so many times, and I'll repeat it again. My loyalty with him cannot be break. Not by anybody. Not by anybody. I remain humble to him. And I will serve him until he say is enough. Whether he's there with us presently or not, I will defend him. If nobody is ready to go to Nigeria when the time comes that he will be out, free, and we have to return back to Nigeria, I will travel with him back to Nigeria, shoulder to shoulder. Eléyìí ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ MKO Abiola àsìkò etí ó ti yàtọ̀ pa. Ẹ̀rọ pígbà tẹ́ MKO Abiola là ń sọ nísìnyí. Ayé ti move on. Ìgbà MKO Abiola ṣe àríra wa bá sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé communication wà báyìí nígbà MKO Abiola ni Nàìjíríà máa fọ́ nígbà tẹ́ kó fọ́. Àwọn bàbá olórí burúkú gbogbo wọn pátápátá nísìnyí ló ń pera wọn ní politician. We thought they were fighting on our behalf. After MKO Abiola, àṣìwọ́n ń jà fápá ara wọn ni. Ọlọ́run bẹ ká bàtà tó tẹ̀ ti pa gbogbo wọn dànù. You can now see them putting on Awolowo hat, putting on Awolowo glasses, pretending to be Awolowo, giving the false impression to millions of Yorubas across the length and breadth of that shithole country called Nigeria, that they are working with the same bastard that killed millions of people as we speak today. I'm sorry, àwọn Yoruba politician. Wọ́n wà nínú Senate, wọ́n wà nínú House of Rep. Àbámọ̀ ni kí Abacha ti wipe gbogbo wọn away. A rò pé jáwa ló ń gbà ni àfi few of them that stand their ground. And few of them tó stand ground wọn yẹn, they are not as many as they would have been. But lọ́kàn wọn nísìn, chief ò sí nílé, gbogbo ẹ̀ ti quiet, wọ́n wá ń push pressure, whether directly or indirectly, to tell Benin Republic, please do not let him out. Kí ló ṣe? Demanding that òun ò ṣe Nigeria mọ́, and then ìyẹn wá jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí new thing. It's not a new thing. Some of you don't understand what is freedom. And that is why we cry every day. Let's watch the first video. As much as we hate this country with passion, àfi tá bá fi parọ́ fúnra wa, ó lè like ẹ̀ torí pé òun gbé níbẹ̀, but lọ́kàn ara ẹ̀ ó mọ̀ pé lára àwọn òlú tó dá wàhálà sí wa lọ́rùn ni. That is the president of France, Macron, seated next to those young, articulated men and women. I'm going to play the video. Some of you must have watched it before. Some of you might be watching it for the first time. But it was sitting there when they were throwing bombs. If we can have this with the vice president on that Friday, bóyá àwọn nǹkan míì gan àtẹ̀tí sọ pé okay, but he was running away on Friday when he came to speak here in London. Short man devil, Pastor Ruga. Ẹni mi mo pè ní short man devil. Ṣé pastor nìyẹn ṣá? Àbí kọ́ lọ́n jẹ́ agbádùn? Let's watch the video. And then you can see that this is, even Tabagba Yoruba Nation, and we will call them out. We will name and shame them. Whoever, including myself, if we have the nation and we disrespect the constitution of the land. No preference for anybody. That is the only way out. Let's hear this.
A new generation that is not hampered by the burdens of nostalgia. We are ready to look at Africa-France relations with fresh eyes, with optimism and with confidence. To paraphrase Nelson Mandela, our choices must reflect our hopes and not our fears. We are not afraid to take our responsibility. You must find the courage to take yours. Because France cannot remain trapped in an outdated vision of the African continent. We have come to propose solutions and to dialogue with you because we have a different, a more admirable future to propose. Not necessarily because we are going to be comfortable about what will change, but because at this point, it is the only thing that makes sense. But before we present this vision to you, Mr. President, there are some profound truths that need to be told in order to clear the air. And that is why I invite Adele on stage to present the facts. Thank you very much.
One thing I'm telling other...
The girl is going to speak now. I'm just going to let this go. I'm going to pause it here. Before she speaks, look at the kind of life, the opportunity that is given to people outside. Have you ever thought of sitting down like this, and put tough question to those that are currently ruling you as Yoruba people? Ǹjẹ́ ilé jókòó pẹ̀lú ẹ̀? Òsínbàjò wá sí London, ó ń sá káàkiri bí eku, ó ń sá káàkiri. Let's hear this girl speak directly now to the president of France, Macron.
Bonjour, je m'appelle
Hello,
Adele Onyango.
I'm Adele Onyango,
Kenya.
and I come from Kenya.
And that is exactly as far as my French will take me. So, I'm really honored and happy to be here today because I think it is no secret that the current relationship between Africa and France is complicated. And in order for us to build a relationship that addresses issues that affect not only Africa, not only France, but the globe, then it's important for us to interrogate this very complicated relationship and ask ourselves three things. One, what is not efficient? Two, what is not ethical? Three, where do we see integrity gaps? And to be able to do these three things, we're going to have to be brutally honest. The history of colonization is understandably very important. For Africa, it's a past that is as painful as it is destructive. And the effects of colonization can still be felt to date. And I'm not just saying economically, but even on an interpersonal level. We, as Africans, feel the pain of colonization every single day. Now, the lack of a clear and strong acknowledgement of the continent's pain on this destructive past results in skepticism. And the absence of actions that will further push the acknowledgement is also a major issue in the current France and Africa relationship. In fact, the air of denial that France chooses to sit in is uncomfortable, not only for Africa, but also for France. And it does no good for either one of us. How can you trust the source of your pain when the source doesn't acknowledge it? What we end up with is skepticism on what exactly does France stand for. And so we ask you, Mr. President, how strong can a relationship that is built on pain, that is built on skepticism, and that is built on lack of trust really be? We, not just as a team here, but all of us in this room and the 5,000, it is unattainable, it births a negative perception and an ambiguity in knowing once again what values does France stand for. Now, it is very clear, because we are all here, that the current relationship is imbalanced. It's not collaborative, and in some instances, it's exploitative. We have social impact solutions built without any input from relevant African civil society organizations who are a resource when it comes to really understanding problems on the ground and creating solutions that run efficiently. And they're a resource that Africa is willing to lend to France. Let's also not forget that whilst we in this room are here because we want to change and repair this relationship, there are some who are benefiting from this current dysfunctional relationship, be it private businesses from France on the continent with non-ethical practices, or corrupt individuals and groups from both France and Africa. This group, and the lack of a very loud and public condemnation of this, obviously fuels skepticism. So this honest interrogation is a very important first step, because the strengths and weaknesses of this current relationship will dictate the success or failure of our collective future relationships. But we are not only telling you what's not working, we are very solution-driven, which is much unlike the heads of states that you're used to meeting. We know exactly what you need to commit to today, and we have a clear path on how we can achieve that. And that is what my brother Arthur will share with you. Arthur, c'est à toi. Thank you.
And I say thank you very much for those of you that are still with us. It's coming up to 6 minutes past 12 midnight here in London. And the reason why we put time to our conversation is because we want history to also remember that at a particular time, at a particular hour, people were sitting down, listening to a program, sharing ideas, conversation, comment, the presenter, the listeners, and those that will watch it as much as probably when we have all lived in our old age. And we are going to go. But we pray for a long life. So the time again is 7 minutes past midnight. And I'd like to appreciate every one of you from the Instagram watcher on KOIKIMEDIA, Olayomi Koiki. We're streaming on Twitter on Olayomi Koiki or Yomex06. We're live on 3 channel on Facebook, KOIKIMEDIA. We are live on Koiki Odudua and the page created on Koiki Odudua. My actual account on Facebook as Olayomi Koiki was taken away and we never got it back. So, but that's fine. We're also streaming as well on, we're live as well on the Mix LR. So let's come back to the conversation. You can see that this generation is different from, wait, this is different from the kind of people you sit down with, you know, all these like Buhari, the 419, all these old politicians, all this corrupt president that you are all aligning with. It cannot go forever. If you pay our no, there are so many countries within Africa that even wants to have their own freedom. And there's no way you can hold it back. You cannot hold it back because people already know what they want. You might be told lies. They can be telling you all kind of lies that is not going to happen. You know, some of them even say we don't have the, we don't have the wealth. You cannot fight the government. But what they cannot understand is we're already fighting the government from what? Look, I'm here now in almost different time zone around the world, and people are still awake because they want to hear what we are saying. Even the presidency, they're sitting down. Moment KOIKIMEDIA ti lọ live, what did they not employ? Iṣẹ́ tí ẹni pé kó jókòó kó máa take note because of nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ. And you say we are not torturing them. We are already giving them torture. And we have all kind of and I had the privilege to, even if it was just under 5 minutes, to speak to Professor Banja Kitoye. It's a privilege. And I don't misuse it. Especially when, you're on a call and you wanted to just add him to one call that it was urgent. And he was so busy in a meeting and he picked that call. That is a privilege that I cannot use money to buy. So again, they are still on the ground in Benin Republic, doing everything possibly best so that we can get Chief Sunday Igboho out. But I'm aware the country called Nigeria is using their veto power. Emma Fisileo, Buratai, like Mayagun would call him the snake venom. Most of them, every single one of them. Okay, I'm not sure what has happened to the broadcast. I hope we are still okay. We're back on. Okay, don't worry. I got another laptop here that is streaming to the Instagram, and there was a bit of flick, so I thought maybe there was something wrong, but nothing is wrong. We're good. I will allow calls just to discuss on the Chief Sunday Igboho for up to 12:30. Then we move to the next program. And when I get tired, I know the cutoff mark because, like I said, I'm still just getting back, but I need to quickly get back into the, into the program. Because which is good thing. But so I have to be back, quickly, even though I've had enough rest in Sunday. And I think I've done only one, even I've not been able to join Star Radio UK because, like I said, I was relaxing back, which I needed. But in the Mori, even if I've not mentioned all the names, I can see all the comments. Even the one that somebody wants me to respond on YouTube, but I don't have to respond because it's just a distraction. I don't have to. I can read the comment. Tibatin Dubai, Mo was screaming, my big screen. I can read the comment. But let's allow you as well to get your view. Do not call me and ask, Chief Sunday Igboho. I'm not going to answer that. It's a waste of time. Also, people have been asking, that the previous account, Yawo, whether we are still supporting and all that. I say yes. It's still ongoing. So if anybody wants to support him, it's not my own account. And if anybody gives you any other account apart from that account that is the wife's account, and I speak to the wife as well, we can do so. You can request for it if you haven't got it. And those of you that have been contributing into it, no matter how small, we say thank you very much. Remember, his own account, the government is still doing whatever they want to do with it. And we appreciate everybody. During his birthday, the love was magnificent. On behalf of Chief Sunday Igboho, I say thank you very much to everybody. Again, he needs to be flown out of the country called Benin Republic to Germany, where his family is. Remember, he's got children and he's been kept away for 3 months for nothing more than pay. Is demanding his self-determination, which is a right. But like I read in that WhatsApp, and I can't read it again, Emani Latini Sur after the broadcast, where some people are saying, oh, Koiki ló kó bá lẹ́nu yín. Ẹlòmíì kọ́ máa gbẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí kò jẹ́ kó gbà. Because even Chief knows that the loyalty is more than 100%. I don't have to tell you that. Chief gangan mọ̀. Èyí tí mo tẹ̀ tún ṣe ń gbọ́ recently tọ́ṣẹ́ àwọn kan pè mí láti Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní wọ́n mú DSS kan pé DSS yẹn wá dárúkọ pé Koiki mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀rí pé ẹ̀ ní làákàyè. Because tẹ́ bá ní làákàyè ni, you won't even be thinking that direction. But a lot of people don't have money brain. I am very comfortable where I live. Even if I'm doing a cleaning job, it will pay for my pension. Mo yín káwọn àwọn elderly mothers wá, I've kept some of them awake now. Moment tí Koiki bá ti go live, they want to stay, make sure they're with me from around the world. Especially in UK, the moment tó bá ti clock 60, free bus pass, you start getting everything you want. Àwọn parents ti wà nílé, fáwọn tó ní parents nílé, ẹ̀yin lẹ̀ ń ṣe fún wọn, and the services is not even there. So we open the phone line, like I said, maybe just for 15 minutes. I'm going to put the account details out again now. Confirm. We've done it before, but it is not too late. Whatever anyone wants to support him, let us continue to do so. It is worth more than anything. It's not about the money, but it's about the love that we have for him. And my name remained the same. Olayomi Koiki. Confirm Omojebode. I am not scared of the government. You can be scared of them. I'm aware that Akeredolu is here in London on a business summit. The Ondo State governor. They were taking him around different schools. And I was laughing. KB school, Ondo State Shirini. And these are these are meant to be the copycat of Awolowo. All this business summit is all kind of a fraud in a way. And Koiki ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀, whether they're doing it here in UK, in America, gbogbo ìtẹ́tí ń ṣe láti the last 22 years of the democracy. Ibo ló já sí. You wanted to go and invest in Nigeria. They were presenting different things. It's all paperwork. I saw them in Ekiti, the vice president and the deputy high commissioner of Britain. Àwọn yẹn ti di part and parcel of the government. Why don't we see the American government doing the same thing? Their ambassador moving within the Nigerian government like that. They are too busy. But that woman, Timo, tó wọ́n bá lọ arán deputy ẹ̀ lọ. This generation is different. We have the tools. Yes, I'm paying for my internet in the house, but I have look. Tó bá sú mi mo lè sùn lórí broadcast kí n tún jí lé lórí. Èmi ò ní ṣe àwọn tèmi lọ ṣe. Èmi sọ fún yín, àwọn ní iṣẹ́ Yorùbá Nation ló wá gbé dá. Yes, I have Modisabu Queen for 22 years. Do you know what that means? Just like a lot of our parents have done the same thing. But some of you, kò bá ti jẹ́ mi ní ṣífù ń lò orí. Wà lọ dúró de tán ní tiẹ̀. Àsìkò ní gbogbo nǹkan. I'm not going to abuse it, but I remain loyal to him. So we open the phone line, just a couple of, like I said, if not, we just continue with the program. But if I get a few calls, because we still have some areas I want to talk on. Lady K, still being held against her will. And aláwọn obìnrin oríṣiríṣi human rights kìíní kan wà Nàìjíríà. They're all scared of the government. Ṣé government yóò ní lọ tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àpá Yorùbá nation? Ṣé ó máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ forever? Ṣé PDP ò padà lọ? Power only belongs to the creator. Níbi táwa dé ní wákàtí a gbọ́dọ̀ tún náà ń bẹ̀rù ọmọ ẹ̀dá ènìyàn. That means àmọ́ tá à ń ṣe nìyẹn. +447594050979. So we're gonna put out the details for those of you that might not have had it before. Àwọn kan ní lọ́wọ́. Like I said, it's a first bank. The name on it is Adeshola Aderopo Adeyemo, and that's the wife of Chiwosha. Then know that definitely it is not for Chief Sunday. I love to play this again. America does not take us as priority. Let's hear it again.
Very hard to say, but that's the case right now. Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now. Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see.
Let's leave that and come back to the next video. This next video that I'm about to play, whether people like it or not, they might call us secessionists. That's the name they use in Nigeria. But let me tell you, it doesn't matter what name we are called. It might be known just because the Instagram only give 40 minutes, so I have to kind of restart it again as soon as it's finished, because like I said, we're streaming on 2 different channels. We've looked for the Benin Republic embassy here in London, but we've just confirmed that they don't seem to have one. So Interwani France, Interwani Lumi, which especially France, Omanini France, you might have to put together a protest, peaceful one, to their embassy. Like I said, Benin Republic does not Benin Republic does not have Benin Republic does not have Benin Republic does not have embassy here in London. We've done the background check on it, but we don't seem to have one. But we are aware that one is in Paris. So in Tebawan in France, you might want to start putting things together and do a walk-in there. It doesn't matter whether you're 3, 5, 10 people, and let us put it together. 27th of November will be the next rally here in London, in Manchester. Sorry, not London. Benin Republic in America, state 2. I'm not too sure. We have to do a cross-check on that for those that are in America. So let us put things together. Manchester on the 27th of November will be holding a mega rally. I'll be giving you more details about that before the end of the broadcast. But again, just to remind us, and I'll continue to do so in the course of this program, that Chief Sunday Igboho's health is not very good. It needs to be moved for a proper treatment outside Benin, back to Germany, where we can guarantee that it will receive a quality medical checkup as quickly as possible. Lenkosi, I've just said good evening to everybody, but till before the end of the program, we'll probably mention a few names and say good evening. Let's watch this together.
Once said, when two incompatibles meet, they can coexist if only they agree to agree and agree to disagree. But Nigeria, can we ever agree? My learned senior mentor, G.T. Ogunye, senior advocate of the masses.
Okay, Emma, I need to pause this. I've just been told that the one in Paris is the one for the whole of Europe. Thank you very much for that confirmation there. I really appreciate it. So, if anybody is in France, I do know a couple of people in France that I will be speaking to. They need to now put together. That one is not there. Is the one that you just put there on Facebook. I've seen we've worked on that. It's not there. It's just like an agent. So it's not the embassy precisely. So
it survives solely because of forced unity. It survives on purpose and fruitfulness. This Nigerian house, he said, is falling. Today, if it is not agitation for Odua Republic, it is movement for the actualization of Biafra, or Arewa threatening to send Igbos packing from the north. How about Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, oil theft and militancy, or the once upon a time OPC? Why is the previous government granted amnesty to militants who didn't ask them for it? The current government sees Biafran agitators as miscreants that must be crushed, while rehabilitating repentant members of Boko Haram. Yet the victims are still crying daily for succor from the same government. If this is not injustice from a motherland, then I wonder how else you would define it. Yet, we mouth the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. I laugh in vernacular. Some stakeholders have...
Did you hear that? When Buhari telling us that Nigeria is not negotiable, I laugh in vernacular. You can't say that Nigeria is not negotiable. What about those of us that say we don't want to be part of Nigeria? So we must stick our nose because our corrupt politician, Yoruba politician, deceiving millions of Yoruba as if they want to solve their problem, rather than creating more problem, trying to work with the Hausa Fulani that we all know control the major stakeholder in Nigeria of today. And there's no doubt about that. Is it because some of them are already in government, like Fashola, and the rest of them, like Rotimi Amechi, and the rest of them, or some of our governors, our politicians? Oh, because now that they think they're running politics, that they can use that politics to enrich themselves, to promote themselves, and then bring in people to suppress us, as long as they are also holding some part of the stake in Nigeria. We're not going to tolerate that.
Canvas for fiscal federalism or return to the 1963 Republican Constitution, while others have argued that we either restructure, discuss our coexistence through a referendum.
And let me say this. When people talk about, restructure, and I have a video that I think Padoku, they still believe in that direction, just like, the Afenifere. But it doesn't matter whatever they believe in. They need to criticize, but Fulani government will never even allow a restructure of Nigeria. Because talking about restructure Nigeria, it's going to give us power that they don't want us to have. But there's something I'm going to tell us that they might be planning for 2023, which we're going to be discussing as well in the course of this program. Because in terms of okay, Yoruba presidency, and you know what's going to happen? There will be a military coup. Let's continue.
Or go our separate ways. And like my brother and friend, Barrister Tio Wibo, once asked, are we really afraid of going our separate ways if that will guarantee justice, fairness, equity, peace, and security? I leave you to be the judge of that, though. Why countries like Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and USSR have all separated to foster equality, justice, security, and ethnic nationalism? We are here preaching unity in Nigeria, yet we have no solution to the genocide in Southern Kaduna. The illegal but officially condoned arms in the hands of killer headsmen, kidnappers, bandits roaming the country, the technically defeated Boko Haram, the amnesty militant or the kidnappers. How about the corruption, nepotism, ineptitude, and barefaced selfishness and planlessness on the part of the political class, president, governor, lawmakers, and their likes? The Lagos population separated into Czech and the Slovakia on the 1st of January 1993. Lagos population. It broke into 6 countries same year, all along ethnic lines, namely Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and Slovenia. In Europe, the UK permitted regional autonomy to the Irish, the Scots, and the Welsh, while the English dominated Westminster. Switzerland
Let me pause that. You might not have seen that today, but let me see if I can show us God bless the Queen, like we say. She was at the Cardiff Parliament that was open today. I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth, 95 years old. So that means while you are being told one Nigeria, they are operating a different, where is she? That's the Queen. Let's watch that. Let's watch it again. This is Cardiff. Let me explain this to those of some of you that do not know. When we talk about Emma Kwenijo weekend to Kojai, I was in Scotland, even though I was in Glasgow, but Scotland. Scotland have their own parliament. England, England. It doesn't matter. I don't mean in North London, Southeast, Southwest, Northwest, we call it England. So if you tell me what is saying, long in England, but I come break it down. So we London, nígbà tí mo lọ sí Scotland, but Glasgow ni mo lọ níbẹ̀, a ní Edinburgh, a ní Aberdeen. Now, bí ibi tí Mayegun wà yẹn, law tí Mayegun tó fi ń guide wọn, ó yàtọ̀ sí law tèmi ń lò ní bíbá. Òfin tí wọ́n fi tèmi fi operate ní England, ó yàtọ̀ sí ti Mayegun. Mo pa àlàyé yẹn, ó ń yé yín dáadáa. Àlàyé yẹn ni pé Scotland tí Mayegun wà yẹn, òfin tó fi operate ó yàtọ̀, parliamentary kìíní tí wọn ó yàtọ̀ sí ti UK. Wọ́n decide gbogbo nǹkan fúnra wọn. That is what àwọn tó ń sọ pé ká padà sí restructuring ìyẹn ló ń pè ní regional government. Òun la gbà nígbà tí a gba independent ní 1960, even though pé a ti mọ̀ nísìn pé 419 ní election yẹn because it was manipulated and given advantage to the north. And there was no voice in this. So now the Queen, you can see her at 95. She's gone to open Wales, Cardiff, ó lọ sí Wales, ó lọ bá wọn ṣí parliament wọn. Because òun ṣì ní overall head of all those region. But lọ́dọ̀ tiwa, regional government la ní nígbà tí a gba independent, but àwọn lè military tó overthrown wọ́n fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ lójú. Òun làwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ pé ká padà sí restructure yẹn bí ká wà. Go back there because 2023, initially by the time we arrive 2023, there will be a military coup, and that military coup will take away all these governors. Wọ́n máa lé gbogbo wọn lọ. Wọ́n máa wá impose the military administrator. It has been done before. So tẹ́ bá wá wo gbogbo àwọn ilé nísìnyí pé the question then is kí ló dé tí àwọn ilé tó ń operate ti wọn àwọn tó ń gbé ní Wales nísìnyí. That's the Queen. This was to ó ti dànù nísìnyí. This was yesterday. You can see her, 95 years old. Still very strong. But by the time tí ọba ń sọ fún wa pé Commonwealth, right? Even gan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ Commonwealth citizen, Kí advantage tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń rí? Is it the owó student application tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń san ọmọ ẹ̀ nìyẹn Prince Charles? Ẹ̀ tó fi gba Batten nìyẹn tí ìyá bá ti tó bá ti rí ibi tó ń lọ. Ọmọ ẹ̀ ti dúró. So, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. Cardiff, Wales, àwọn operate wọn, that's how. Ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ rí for a very long time. So that's the Queen. Say God bless the Queen. Queen of England. Anyway, let's continue. I just thought, since the man, okay, where are we here? Okay, so let's continue with this.
Each of them rotates the presidency annually through 7 cantons that constitute the federation unit. These countries, like every other, might have their problems, but they are stronger and fostering independence today. I will therefore advocate, as posited by Professor Wole Soyinka and Professor George Obiozo and a lot of other scholars, apart from those in government. Nigeria, as presently constituted, is structurally flawed and badly configured. If not restructured either along regional lines or allowed to discuss their cohabitation to whether agree to agree or agree to disagree, it might give way forcefully without the opportunity of proper tailoring. The North, if properly harnessed, can not only feed the entire West Africa, but can become a new Dubai. The Southwest can enhance our creativity to become another Silicon Valley if they weren't waiting for revenue from a feeding bottle center. The Southeast, with accountable leadership and right infrastructure, can become the Japan of Africa, while the South-South can be able to look inward for possibilities that abound around them. Then we will indeed understand that united we fall, divided we stand.
So you've had that there. So, but the problem is, who is scared for us to be independent away from Nigeria? Majority of them are our politicians. Àwọn like bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ báyìí. Not because they're not building the road, they are not fixing things. They just want to entrap every one of us. Sori wo tó ń sọ pé ká jẹ́ kí Yorùbá ṣe Yorùbá níjọ, tẹ́ ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ swagger. The question you should be asking yourself is, do you even think that when Yoruba becomes the president, he will have the audacity? Lójú àwọn kan ìmọ̀ àwọn máa ń pè wá ní àwa ní ṣé conservative àbí kí ló máa ń sọ máa ní àwọn kan ní liberal, okay, àwọn ní conservative. So tá a bá ti gbàgbára, tí Yorùbá bá ti gbàgbára, agbára tí ẹ fi gbà yẹn, ẹ fi gba Hausa náà tí wàá yọ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n ní mọ̀ bí tẹ́ ń lọ. If we are discussing that we want to take power back, a fi gbàgbára padà, but ká jẹ́ kí Yorùbá lọ jẹ president, Ọ̀ṣínbàjò ọmọ wa ni, Bàbá Tinubu ọmọ wa ni, Tatúlọ́ tó fẹ́ lò, Adesina, the African Development Bank nìyẹn, or probably they have a joker, they're still having a joker somewhere. Ọkọ̀ máa yọ jáde, àwọn Yorùbá a ti sọ pé lé orí ẹ pé Koiki nonsense ló ń sọ, ẹlòmíì tájọ́ ń ṣe Yorùbá nation, wọ́n máa ń gbàgbé Yorùbá nation pátápátá. And it because ẹ̀tọ́ gbé wá yẹn, ó lè fix the Nigeria, man. Leadership problem la ní. But what they do not understand is, for more than 40 years, they were pleading to restructure Nigeria. For 40 good years. But you know what? Not everybody was interested to restructure Nigeria. Because they know that the moment Nigeria is restructured, then some 40 years ago, some of this problem of Fulani terrorists, do you know how many of them they've released that they said that, I don't know whether some of you have seen that already. Let me just give you the number so that I do not inflate it. I want us to get it exactly, from the 419 Nigerian army that are now killing more people in the southeast, and that is coming down to the southwest. I'm sure some of you have listened to that audio. I had a meeting with them. Lati Barapa. I'm sure some of you have had that in the audio that they're already coming in. Oh, yeah, man, one ball. They're already in Nigeria. But we're getting message that, we have another set of repentant. That country is completely messed up. They're repentant too. Repentant. And this I'm just trying to repentant. Let's give you this one while I get that one ready. I always want you to remember that America, T and Rudy.
Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now. Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now. Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world.
Let's come back here. This is what I was looking for. So if you're not aware, surrender Boko Haram terrorist families 13,243, according to the defense headquarters. Mr. Onyeku said sustained aggressive posture with vigor of troops in the northeast had yielded significant results in the last 2 weeks. The defense headquarters says 13,243 terrorists and their families have so far surrendered to the troops in the northeast. The question they make off if you want to play. So what do we do with them now that they've surrendered? They've killed a lot of people. They've massacred people. They've damaged property. They've chased people into wilderness. Now that they've surrendered, spokesman for the defense headquarters, Brigadier General Bernard Onyeku, disclosed this while giving an update on the military operations across the country. But they are not telling us how many people have been killed in the southeast, how many people they've turned into IPOB members that they were just killing, innocently. We've seen the videos, we've also seen the images. Even if I don't show you, it is happening currently as we speak right now. Some of you must have listened to that audio. Let me play that audio as a background conversation. If you have not seen that or hear about that audio, some of you must have heard about it. So, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń rò pé àwọn politician tó fi gbé wa lọ sí oko parun, right? Because oko parun ni mo ní wọ́n gbé wa lọ. because tó bá ń bá yín sọ pé tá bá ti gba Yorùbá nation tá bá ti gba presidency láti ní agbára lọ́wọ́, then we can do everything. Let us hear this.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, Mr. Koik àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin others medians tẹ́ wà ní Nàìjíríà àti ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, nílùú tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá abroad, àtẹ̀yin brothers wa tẹ́ wà káàkiri àgbáyé. À ń fún yín ní information yìí pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ situation sí ìlú Ìbàràpá, especially Ìbàràpá North tó wà presently now. Torí ìrírí òun làgbà ọgbọ́n o. Irú nǹkan tí àpẹẹrẹ ń tarí ìlú ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìgbò táwọn sójà yẹn fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pa àwọn ọmọ ìlú bẹ̀. Ìgbà tógun lé nílẹ̀ Ìbàràpá North, láàárín ọ̀sẹ̀ kan ìwọ̀n ò lè ṣe kán má jíyàn méjì, èèyàn mẹ́ta wọ́n pààyàn. Látìgbà tí Chief Sunday Igboho ti wá tó ti wá bá wa lẹ́sẹ̀ríkì láti ní ẹ̀mí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ nílùú Ìbàràpá, pàápàá jùlọ látìgbà tí wèrè eléyìí tí wọ́n padà gbé lọ sí police station yìí, wọ́n mú àwọn tó lọ mú wọn nígbà yẹn. Nígbà Ìbàràpá ti wà láti ní peace. Gbogbo ibi táwọn àgbẹ̀ tí wọn ò lè dáko, anybody tí ò lè dáko ní Ìbàràpá North àti some area ẹ̀ dé Ìdèrè, gbogbo apáta la ti ń dáko. Ibi táwọn Fúlàní ti gbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ lẹ́pà tó dáko síbẹ̀, gbogbo ọmọ Ìbàràpá ní ìsílẹ̀ testify, gbogbo àgbẹ̀ ọdẹ ìlú pátápátá, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ìlú wọ́n lè testify sí ohun tí mò ń sọ yìí. Gbogbo ẹlòmíì gan àdúrà gidi náà ń ṣe bí ṣe Sunday Igboho látìgbà tí wọ́n ti wá bá wa jagun tán ti lé Sẹ́ríkì Ajíyàngbé. Ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ ti wà, ẹlòmíì gan tó ti sá.
I'm sure some of us have. I don't have to. We've all, it's been shared across different, and I'm still waiting for them, to send me, the images that they have. But Ento Shivi audio here, like I said, I was in a meeting with them, to the jet and listen. But the question is, 13,000 Boko Haram. Ẹmọ tó ń pè Boko Haram ṣá, I'm sure gbogbo alamọ tó ń pè Boko Haram, gbogbo aláṣà ti ka story conflicts àti gbàgbé, ẹ̀rọ máa ń tètè gbàgbé nǹkan. Wọ́n ní wọ́n ti surrender o, wọ́n náà Boko Haram wọ́n ti surrender fún ìjọba. So wọ́n ti surrender fún ìjọba Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀rí pọ́ gbé placard dání. Eléyìí tó gbé placard dání pẹ̀lú àwọn kéékèèké tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́gbẹ́ yẹn. Do you know the kind of atrocity they've committed within the country called Nigeria in context? Kì má tẹ̀ sọ pé mo fẹ́ wà bias pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìkan, ká tẹ̀ sọ pé the whole of Nigeria. 13,000 with their families. Kí lẹ wá mú Lady K fún? Because Lady K ò ń ṣe terrorist. Ó jókòó sórí social media. Ó ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò dáa. Ká pín, ká lọ sílùú míì. Ṣé yẹn ti wá di offense? But àwọn ilé tó ti pààyàn nísìn, kí la máa ṣe fún wọn nísìn? What is the government going to do with this 13,243 surrendered Boko Haram terrorists within the last 2 weeks? According to the spokesman of the Nigerian, I didn't make this up. You want me to read it more? Let's read it a little bit further. According to Mr. Onyeko, the surrendered terrorist comprises 3,243 jihadists. And I'm not going to call them males, they are jihadists. Let's go and look for the word meaning of jihadist. Jihadist. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan jihadist. I want to see if I can get the the sound.
Jihadist.
In the tissue, that's why my volume might be a little bit low, but let me just increase it a little bit.
Jihadist.
Do you know what the meaning is? Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan jihadist, a person involved in a jihad, an Islamic militant. Now, let's go and look for Boko Haram on Google. Boko Haram, officially known as Jamatu Hai Asuna Lidawa wa Jihad, is a terrorist organization based in the northeastern Nigeria. What is the main goal of Boko Haram? Boko Haram's primary objective is the establishment of an Islamic state under Sharia law in Nigeria. How many states in Nigeria is already practicing Sharia? How many states practice Sharia? I know, just for us to know. As far back as 1999, when Baba Obasanjo became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, maybe part of the deal they had with him, 12 out of the 36 states have Islam as a dominant religion. In 1999, those states choose to have Sharia court as well as customary court. As of 2012, the following 12 states have instituted Sharia. Zamfara State joined in January 27, 2000. So now, I just want to bring us back again slightly. I hope you are all with me. I hope we've not got lost in the broadcast. If you are confused, you can call in and just say, Koiki, no, and I'm reading some of the comments. But what am I trying to bring up here? We have the Nigerian government coming out officially to tell us that terrorist, what is the meaning of terrorist? Let's go and look at the meaning of terrorist. Google search. Again, meaning we're looking for. And I want the sound.
Terrorist. Terrorist.
A person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians like the Yorubas, the Irobos, the Igbos, or the Biafrans, the Ishakiri, all the ethnic groups in Nigeria. We have all been terrorized by these terrorists that the federal government of Nigeria is now telling us that they are now pleading with us. They are now asking us to forgive them because they have come out of Sambisa forest where they were killing people, extorting people for kidnapping. They have raped so many families that some of those families will never get justice. And this man, a jihadist, which I've just told you the meaning of jihadist, a person involved in jihad, an Islamic militant. And these are the same people that they've now said they've surrendered. So what is going to happen to them? Are they going to give them orientation? Are they going to pamper them and say, no, you can't do that again? Are they going to send them to Saudi Arabia, to Qatar? Are they going to bring them to England? Can United Kingdom accept these people into the country? They will accept them. I'll tell you how. Because by the time they put them into the Nigerian Air Force, they will send them here for a proper training, but they'll be coming under the Nigerian military. And these are the people that you still want to live with as Nigerians. Because some of you must have totally forgotten that it was the same military that killed hundreds of Nigerians at October 20 last year. Not literally these terrorists, but another terrorist in uniform that has been surrendered, but they put the uniform and send them to Lagos and kill you. And yet, 2023. Do you know what is going to happen? Already, you can see that their children is multiplied by 3 or times 2. Nígbà tí ọkùnrin 3,000 tó ti ní ọmọ 6,000, ṣe rí pé multiply by 2. Ìwọ nísìnyí, bàbá 40 years old, ó ti ṣetán ní university 10 years ago, ó tẹ̀ tí bímọ ẹyọ kan, ó mọ̀ dí because economy Nigeria ò jẹ́ kó lè bímọ. A mother called me and said, just like I received so many calls, wọ́n náà làwọn ń bọ́ ọmọ àwọn, ó tún ti wá lọ lóyún, ó ti lọ ẹ̀mọ̀ àṣàlẹ̀ ní kó má dà nǹkan bolẹ̀, àbí Sisi ológe tó níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kò ń ṣẹ́jú ẹ̀ o, èmi ò blame ẹ, ìjọba Nàìjíríà ni, bò ó ṣá láti ṣe fine girl, tó bá dẹ̀ ṣe fine girl, fine boy náà máa pè ẹ́, tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ti wọnú yàrá ó máa di nǹkan, tó bá dẹ̀ ti di nǹkan ó dá sí ọrùn àwọn parent ẹ. Ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi náà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí máa dẹ́pọn bólẹ̀ nínú yàrá yẹn, máa kì í mọ́lẹ̀ nínú yunifásitì, ó ṣe big boy, inú ẹ̀ ń dùn, máa kì í mọ́lẹ̀, máa kùn, èmi ò ní kó má kùn, but òun dá gbèsè yẹn sílẹ̀ fún àwọn kan ni, ẹ wá máa pè wá, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi mo fẹ́ ṣe kó mọ, ṣé mi mo rán iṣẹ́, ọ̀nkú mi, ìyàwó mi lóyún, kí ni ká wá ṣe sí, ó fi lọ fún kí ló máa ń ṣe tọ́yàn bá lóyún, ṣé maternity check àbí gbogbo tó máa ń lọ fún yẹn, because ìwọ ti gbàgbé pé nígbà tó ń kún mọ́lẹ̀ tọmọ yẹn ò fi gbà fún ẹ̀gbọ́n fi mí lẹ̀ o, ẹ fi mí lẹ̀ o, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ fi mí lẹ̀ o, nígbà tó bá fọwọ́ gba lọ́yàn pẹ́ adùnmọ̀ bó ṣe rí lélẹ́yìí, ó wá mú wọnú yàrá ó kì í mọ́lẹ̀. But normally o ò ní láti pè mí, o ò ní láti pè anybody nínú òyìnbó, o ò ní láti máa wọ́n kó kan ní Nàìjíríà, because ọkùnrin ni ẹ́, ó yẹ kó ṣe bí ọkùnrin ni, ọkùnrin dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe bí ọkùnrin ni, kò ṣe pé ó lazy. But nígbà tí system ò ṣiṣẹ́, àwọn ilé wọn kàn dẹpọ̀ bólẹ̀ ni, ó wá bí ọmọ 6,234, ìjọba wa náà forgive wọn, ó wá tún ká ọmọ yẹn padà sínú ìlú, ìwọ wá ní pé ká wà pẹ̀lú wọn. So no, this is the reality on ground. Ṣàmà ní káwọn èèyàn má dẹpọ̀ bólẹ̀ ni. Màmá ẹ̀ wá ní òun lòun tọ́jú ọmọ àwọn obìnrin, ó tútù wá lọ dáràn, mo náà ràn wọn ló dá, ọ̀nà tó lọ fẹ́ kò níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́, àmọ́ níṣẹ́ṣẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà ni màmá, wọ́n ní kò síṣẹ́, ìyá ẹ̀ ló wá ń bọ́ wọn, láwọn send owó láti Amẹ́ríkà, wọ́n ní ilé táwọn ní, Ọlọ́run tẹ̀ ṣe pé àwọn ìyá wa kọ̀ọ̀kan, Ọlọ́run ló ní ẹgbọ́n ẹ̀ta lé yín, àìmọye àwọn tó ti ta lé wọn nísìn, ṣé ní gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń bínú sáwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ti ra gbogbo ilẹ̀ Èkó, wọ́n ti ra Oǹdó, ẹ má bá wọn jà. Àwa lá nílẹ̀ wa, tá bá gba Yorùbá nation, constitution la ṣe máa gbé jáde, èyí tó bá fẹ́ dúró á dúró, èyí tó bá fẹ́ dúró á máa lọ padà sí ìlú tiẹ̀ náà táwọn náà bá ti gbà lú wọn. So pé ẹ̀ ń bínú pọ́ ọmọ Biafra nísìn kò necessary, ẹ jẹ́ kájọ jà ká bá Fúlàní jà ká kúrò lórí oko ẹrú. But I want to stay here a little bit because ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé, ṣorí ìwọ tó ń ṣe university boy, ọmọ Yaba tẹ̀, ọmọ lag káàbọ̀, ó ráyè wọ lag, káàbọ̀ oríire, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó tètè ṣe tán after 5 years, course tó yẹ kó ṣe fún 3 years, ó ti ń lo 5 years níbẹ̀, ó rí pé yẹ kí làákàyè sọ fún ẹ pé tó bá máa fi jáde ò lè ríṣẹ́ náà. Ṣòwárí ìwọ fine girl yẹn, ìwọ máa ríṣẹ́, but iṣẹ́ yẹn inú hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì ọtí máa kàn án mọ́lẹ̀. The question now is, the reality is our people are suffering. Àwọn ilé ìwọ hòtẹ́ẹ̀ kíá, ẹ ká béèrè pé ibo làwọn ilé ń bímọ sí náà, ṣé inú igbó ló ń bímọ sí ni àbí inú ìlú kan lọ́kàn bí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yìí sí, because ibo ló ti rí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tó pọ̀ tó yìí. 6,000 children were taken from them, from terrorists. So already terrorist is multiplying. And do you know the meaning of terrorist? Do you know? Because wọ́n ní ọmọ tí ọká bá bí ọká náà ló máa jẹ́, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lẹ́yìn Yorùbá ṣe máa ń pa tí ìbá padà rẹ̀ má bínú sí mi. Already wọ́n ti bímọ, àwọn olẹ́rù pa àwọn ọmọ yẹn máa jọ. Do you think you can change their mindset? Do you think you can change the mindset of all these children that are
terrorists?
Or we call them
jihadist.
Ṣé wá rá àwọn ìyàwó wọn? Fine girl náà máa wà ní wọn. Yorùbá mi nìsín á máa wá bó ṣe fẹ́ wọn, nítorí pé tó bá ti wọ gbòòrò lọ, torí tọmọ ẹ̀ tó wọṣọ tó ń fi kìkìkì tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà Ìbàdàn, tó ní kí lélẹ́yìí kẹ̀ ọmọ, èmi máa débẹ̀ o, ìwọ náà tún dàbọ̀lẹ̀, ìwà gbẹ̀yẹn wọlé, wàá sọ the second wife, wàá sọ the third wife, kò sí nǹkan tó bá níbẹ̀, but ìwọ náà tún kó problem wá bá wa nìyẹn, nítorí pé ṣòro àwọn 3,000 tó fi sílẹ̀ yìí, they are all going to go into different communities. Má rò pé gbogbo àwọn ọkọ wọn ní 3,000 yìí. Àìmọye ọkọ mi tó ti kú ọkàn dẹ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan dẹ́pọ̀ bóra wọn ní wọn ọmọ ọkọ wọn ọmọ ìyàwó. Èyí tó bá ti lọ jà tó bá ti kú ọkọ ẹ̀ ti lọ nìyẹn lára ọkùnrin tó wà láàrin wọn á tún kì mọ́lẹ̀ ìyẹn lọ́ ṣe ń bímọ rẹpẹtẹ. And we have Yoruba people our increase and depreciate nítorí pé o ò ní owó bó ṣe ń wò mí ẹ má bínú mo rí ẹ ń bẹ̀ má bínú ìyá pẹ̀lẹ́ o fẹ́ bímọ kò wá ṣe bí ó ń ṣẹ́jú ẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ni. A country that did not create any wealth for anybody. Do you know what that means? A country that did not create any wealth or create a wealth. Let's see if I have that on my YouTube. Like I said, a very good morning. Chief Sunday Igboho needs to be moved out of Benin Republic. His health is not good at all as we speak. That's all I can tell us. The line is open if you'd like to join. If otherwise, we will continue with the conversation. There's a video I want to show us. I'm not sure whether I posted it here. Okay, it's not here. It's probably on our Facebook. It's just give us a breakdown of the economy of each of these African countries. And welcome to the program. My name is Olami Koiki. And like I always say, we're still going to show you some of these. But let's come here. Let me show you this. This is what the economy of all African countries. In 1966, our GDP was about 12%. In 1966, in 1963, you can see our GDP. I can't see it properly, but you can see it from the South Africa. Kí ló ń pè ní GDP ó lè má yẹ lòmíì torí ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan kéékèèké yẹn ẹ má fi ṣe àwọn ètò ọba yéèyàn èèyàn máa ń béèrè ní o bá ṣe lè kọ́gbọ́n láàrin ara wa nìyẹn o. I guess we have a caller that also wants to communicate with us. Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Hello.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o Ọlọ́run á máa wà pẹ̀lú yín o.
Àbí Ọlọ́run.
Adé máa wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. It is nǹkan tí mi fẹ́ sọ ni pé it is getting very obvious pé Nigerian government Benin Republic government are acting under instruction of Nigerian government not to release Chief Sunday Igboho. And a drastic step has to be taken about that.
Okay.
Iṣẹ́ gbogbo wa ni a gbọ́dọ̀ we have to come together and act. Àgbọ̀dọ̀ dákẹ́ o. Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa o.
Àmín.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you very much. We must act drastically. Chief Sunday Igboho is not doing very well. Like I said at the beginning, and like I said, we will continue to talk about it. I hope you're all following the graph. Eshama will size it. The size tells you, how the GDP. South Africa, Ocean Berry, that's in 1963. We are now in 1973. Oh, it beat me. As at 1973. Èyí tó tẹ̀ bí nígbà yẹn èyí tẹ̀ gbádùn díẹ̀ sórí ìtọ́ bí ní 1999 ní 2000 tó bí ní in the 80s you're still asking yourself why are we suffering? Àròpọ̀ náà ní gbogbo nǹkan ní èrè ọlọ́pàá fún yín. It's because we have been kept in a union that is not meant to be our own. And don't be deceived that 2023 will solve that problem. It never solve it because what it tọwọ́ bọ̀ lára what it tọwọ́ bọ̀ for 40 years wọ́n ní kó dá padà sí bá ṣe wà ní 1960 wọ́n refuse then start looking at the graph. Let's go up again. Ṣòrí pé ó dábàá tẹ́ pé ní 1974 ó dábàá pé epo ń bùn owó ń jáde àwọn èèyàn ṣe fàájì wọ́n káàkiri ìgbà yẹn tó bá dẹ́pọ̀n bólẹ̀ owó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó bá dẹ́pọ̀n bólẹ̀ nísìn kò sówó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ fine boy tó lówó lọ́wọ́ bá ṣàmáyégún ẹ sáré fún mi 2K ń bẹ̀ yẹn àwọn 2,000 naira gang wọ́n ti pọ̀ lórí Facebook nísìnyí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ṣe lè sáré rí 5K fún mi tó bá gbà lọ́wọ́ tèmi á tó lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹlòmíì tó bá máa fi gbà lọ́wọ́ èèyàn mẹ́rin that's 20k yẹn owó oṣù kan nìyẹn ní Nàìjíríà ẹ wá ní kó má ṣe fine boy á máa dẹ́pọ̀ bọ́ọ̀lì ní kó má ṣe fàájì kò dìgbà tó bá lọ ṣe crime kan là ń sọ nísìnyí yes the line is still open ẹ má bẹ̀rù ẹ tó bá fi dá sí is a open conversation so ẹ má wà scared you can call back you can call direct or you can call on WhatsApp. Everybody knows the number. If otherwise, it's +447594050979. My name is Olami Koiki. We're just educating ourselves. 2023 is not the option on the table. Let's look at the graph a little bit more further. Nígbà tó di 1975, ìyá fẹ́ máa wọ pé a máa overthrow ní South Africa ní mẹ́rin. Ṣẹ́rí graph yẹn. Ẹ wo ibi tí Egypt wà, ẹ wo ibi tí Algeria wà. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ máa wo ibi tí Morocco náà wà. But ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi ara agbára wa pẹ̀lú South Africa ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sókè díẹ̀ sí i. Nígbà tó di 1977 nǹkan tó bí mi ọmọ ayé burúkú làwọn ìyá yẹn jẹ́ ńgbà yẹn mẹ́ wọ́n kàn ń lọ lóyìnbó kiri ni wọ́n ti ní 80 naira on travel kiri ni. We have a caller that is on the line. Let's see if we can get through to the caller. Hello caller, good morning.
Yes, I'm really enjoying your broadcast like always.
You're welcome, sir.
As always, yes, I'm calling from. I know we've communicated a few times. My name is Femi.
I remember. Yeah, I got it as Femi PhD, UK.
Femi PhD.
Yes.
I think this point that you've made that alluded to what young people and the youths are doing. I've been talking to many university students and young people in Nigeria very lately, and the way they see it is that they can't really connect with Yoruba Nation and IPOB. They find it very difficult to connect with the way we convey our messages and we send our messages. Because the younger generation now, they are the way that I think they are more concerned with the entertainment. Like entertainment is more of their thing. They want to have fun, and when we start talking about agitation and all this self-determination, doesn't relate to them. So I think we need to find a way that we can get
to fine-tune it so that we can bring them on board.
Yes.
What you're talking about is like a strategy. And I have there's a sister that is already came for the first time during the October 1st rally. She's working on some few things. Because she saw still things that she saw as something that which I don't want to go into details on October 4th, that she believed that the message was not really clear, which I think again is probably maybe what you're saying as well. So and that's why when you look at the kind of what I'm showing now, I've started from this is a graph of all African countries. So a young guy now that is looking at me in any part of Nigeria, in Lekki, in Banana Island, in Osogbo, in Ekiti, in Ajegunle, can easily understand that.
Yes.
Okay, you can see the graph. The graph says South Africa and Nigeria was like, wow, it's 1977. My mom was traveling with more than enough thousands of dollars, in those days. They were flying to London because it was visa free. And these are the time that Nigeria was respected. So Nigeria, this is when they say Nigeria was good. You can look at the graph. And maybe you want to talk about it a little bit, my brother, because I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'll allow you to talk about it.
Yes. I mean, if you can permit me, I have just one or two suggestions.
No. Go ahead, please.
You can permit me. So, first of all, before I come up with my suggestions, I have to say that these youths, that you cannot really blame them for not being enthusiastic about Nigerian affairs, because they faced a very bad experience last year with the NSAS, and the way that NSAS movement was crushed by the Nigerian government, that can do a serious damage, traumatic damage, to young people.
Yeah.
They are very helpless now. Like, we were talking about the youth and how the youth should become more engaged in political affairs and things, and they try their best with the NSAS, and the way the Buhari government just clamped that thing down is very demoralizing. So we, sometimes, we tend to be very harsh on this, younger people, and I think we have to understand.
And you're quite right, my brother, because when we look at even prior to NSAS, it looks like, all the youth from, let's say, around 99, 98 have been stigmatized. They've not been allowed to, and, from what I believe, we are created in different batch, and we all have different, we are all different breed in terms of our knowledge wise. So our generation tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn àwa, they were very good. And that's why they could be more tech savvy than us. And I'm not joking. Immediately, maybe as you're in Jacob, they ball on Nigeria and don't phone one shit. Emma were amazed. What? They can sit down and use the phone. But what they were unable to connect with is because we didn't have a system that could have allowed them. Whichever one is a Silicon Valley, but the system was not put in place. And I'm just looking at the graph here. This is 1983. This is when Buhari came. Look at where Nigeria was. Look at South Africa. Just look at the graph.
Yes. I mean, the appetite, the fight to end appetite and to release Nelson Mandela. Nigeria was one of the biggest contributing factors to the release of Nelson Mandela and the end of appetite. Like in the 80s, during that period, we were the giants of Africa. That phrase, giants of Africa, that's when it really came out from it. Because we were far ahead of any other African country. But now we have Nigerians, migrating to Libya.
It's unbelievable.
The desperation now.
And when you look at 1983, I mean, my math is not good. About minus between now and 1983, how many years is that? And the whole thing has just turned upside down. It is still part of those that never wanted the country to be restructured back to where it was.
Yes.
And that is why we're all facing these hardship, inflation. As of 1983, etubani 1,000 naira nígbà yẹn, big boy gidi nìyẹn, olówó gidi nìyẹn. And the same 1,000 naira, because
the naira to pound rate now, what is it now?
778, 777, somewhere around there.
Wow.
And from 1983, àwọn tó ń gbé 1,000 naira bọ̀ ní London nígbà yẹn, tó bá ti ń dé airport lọ́mọ máa ṣe ránkà dédé fún ẹ. Ránkà dédé. And now tó bá fi wá gba visa nísìn, wọ́n ní kó lọ mú bank statement wá, wọ́n ní kó lọ ṣe kinní kan wá. Èèyàn mélòó ló wá ní owó yẹn nínú account? Èèyàn àwọn máa wá ní tó máa bá wọn gbówó yẹn síbẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ máa tún wá di bí fraud. Because àwọn tó lówó yẹn gangan ló politician tí ìjọba Britain fi fún ní visa. Sórí ìwọ tó ń struggle tó yẹ kó ní talent, bí atọ́nà bá kọ̀ kẹ́ lọ máa rí visa yẹn fún ẹ ló máa fi sá lọ. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ wá rí UK wọ̀, akọ òkú worst case scenario, kóhun kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ délùú kan náà, I think was it last week, mo rí lórí, because I follow AFP. I think about 77 people died on the sea, and they rescued about over 100 or something.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Tabama Kalo Kabo, we probably find maybe about 3-5 Nigerians, if not more than that, because àwọn tó fi cross láti Libya ló máa ń sábà wọ́n entrap nínú problem yẹn, because Libya sí Italy is àwa dẹ̀ ń sá lọ, but terrorists ń bímọ 6,000 kalẹ̀. 6,000 làwọn ọmọ tó bí kalẹ̀ yẹn. 6,000. So we will continue to educate the youth, which is part of my target, and we hope that the message will be clear to them. Yes.
I think it should be a priority.
Yes, I will totally agree on that as well. Thank you very much, my brother. Femi, and let's continue the program. We're not going to stay too long. I hope to bring the broadcast down because of my. I'm still trying to get back strong as well. By 1:30 a.m., the broadcast, whatever it is, Ibikaba Bade will end like long. It will not be the final, but we'll be back again as usual. Let's just quickly roll over. So now, more point and follower, I'm sure Baba Konoma joke on this. Are you Nigeria? I mean, this is a graph. Graph is less than 53 seconds. And it is able to narrate where Nigeria was and how Nigeria is now. Ebola wa tẹ́lẹ̀. But àwọn kan lè máa wá sọ pé ìwé Koiki, but we can go back to this place. Ẹmọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé we cannot go back to this place. You know why? Because the power that be, àwọn ni wọ́n messed up gbogbo, pẹ̀lú àwọn Yorùbá náà ni o. If they were truly working on fixing Nigeria to work for everybody. They would have allowed the Southwest to continue to grow. They would have allowed, even as we were calling ourselves federal, even though Baba 419, they would have given us the opportunity to grow in the Southwest, in the Southeast, and even in the northern part of the country. But rather, they have a different agenda. And what is that agenda? They wanted to bring everybody into their own context of Islamization. You might think it's a joke. Báwo ló ṣe láti 1983 báwo làwọn ṣe máa ronú bẹ́ẹ̀? Because they were seeing Nigeria as a power structure to bring all these other neighboring countries. Àwọn odò kéékèèké, àwọn ìlú tẹ́ pé tá bá pa gbogbo Nìjẹ̀ papọ̀ gbùgbùgbùgbùgbùgbù nísìn kò wọ local government kan ní Ogun State. Kò wọ local government kan ní Ogun State. So, but like I said, let's just now try to complete this and see. Ṣé rí pé it keeps moving. Ó dàgbà tẹ́ pé àwọn àti South Africa lájọ ń fara gbára. You know, ṣé rí pé 86 Nigeria ṣe ń show pé ọmọ èmi ni big boy. Yeah, Buhari brutally agenda will wake southern youth up. Well, we don't want it to be too late before our youth get into the understanding that trying to fix Nigeria, Sherry, it's not about the love. Then if we show what they call a revolution, no, we are talking about the agenda to bring down Nigeria completely. Sherry, the Constitution, and I think on the 30th of October, like I said, the proposed Constitution, we have people that will be talking. I've been invited to speak for the first time tomorrow. I hope I'll have that same energy, at 7 p.m. on the new Clubhouse, don't we have it? And I think I should be there at 7 p.m. I've already put the link out. If you are also available, please do join me. The media in Nigeria might not be able to explain some of how we are doing it because I want one run venture and they just want to make money, pay staff, and then and some of them have been gagged, by Lai Mohammed, and I'm waiting for him anytime he's coming to London. Go back outside London, I'm talking about Alhaji Lai Mohammed. So let's continue. Now you can see that in 1988, Algeria bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbéra overthrown Nigeria. Okay, we have a caller that is also coming through. 1:30 la máa gbé tó yẹn wálẹ̀ báwo bá parí ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn àparí ẹ̀ ní ọ̀la. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò sá.
Bàbá ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sá.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Àwọn ni sá.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wà pẹ̀lú.
Àmín.
Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ tí báyìí tó kọ̀ láti yẹn sọ? Lèmi náà fẹ́ ní kí n dá sí bí wọ́n bá. Ṣé rí Buhari brutality èmi kò tẹ̀sẹ̀ sí.
Okay.
Ó tún máa wait àwọn youth wa ọ. Àdókìẹ́ ó ti pọ̀ jù. Power Sultana. Ní ìlú ti Yorùbá, tẹ́ ẹ bá wo Independence Day yẹn, wọ́n ṣe àwọn rálì kan ó yẹ táwọn tẹ̀lé lóde. Ìgbòho yẹ rí yẹn wò, ọ̀gbẹ́ni ní tó ń pè ìdákọ́jì yẹn wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Iná lówó ìkẹ́dára fún wọn ṣá wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìbá àtúntò orí nìkan tí ìdákọ́jì àti iná lówó yẹn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn ń gbé campaign rálì ìlú Nàìjíríà wọ́n Nàìjíríà wá sí UK.
Okay, bàbá wọn lé ọmọ àbọ̀.
Òfin kí ló ń ṣàkóso?
Nínú lówó yẹn kọ́ ni ọ̀wọ́ kan tó láìka obìnrin gan náà fíìmù. I don't watch all this Yorùbá. Mo wo Yorùbá fíìmù yẹn.
Fún tó wá rí pé nǹkan tó ń ṣe àwọn pípọ̀ yìí ni pé kò kàn wọ́n. Kò jẹ́ kan fámìlì wọn. Kọ́ sọ pé èèyàn 1,000 kú lè mí. Kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wọ́n. Èyí tó máa sọ fún yín bàbá, ó ní wípé ẹni wọ́n pa wọ́n ní gọ̀gọ̀. Kí làwọn ará àgbègbè náà ṣe? Ó dé ẹni tó sọ̀nà. Ó ní kí làwọn ará àgbègbè náà ṣe fún wọn? Pariwo Fúlàní. Àwọn kọ́ńtì tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin rúre fíléèjì tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn kan pariwo pé ẹgbẹ́ kan kí làwọn pípọ̀ yẹn náà ṣe fún ọdún tó pa wọ́n. Kritikali Fúlàní tó ti ń bá wọn gbé for long time. No problem. So mentality àwọn pípọ̀ yìí nìyẹn o. Most of them won't understand the nǹkan tó ń pè ní terrorist. Terrorists to some people, one real terrorist and people and they want to control the ládùúgbò to terrorize àwọn èèyàn. Ó sì yẹ wọ́n fi ń wo àwọn bandits. Any terrorist tó bá ti involve religion, tó bá ti involve religion, wọ́n understand ẹ̀ pé àwọn people yóò ní ìkọ̀kan. They just want to kill. And they don't mind to lose their life.
I bet you to be more like almost 6,000 or be 6,000 children. So talk about baba wọn títí now 6,000 yẹn ọkùnrin lè jẹ 3,000 again nínú ẹ̀.
Exactly. So baba ẹni ká dálẹ̀ ká tún ṣá kí ni terrorist gbọ̀ngàn fẹ́ kí ni wọ́n fẹ́. Lè bá wọn pípé ìwé Niger Delta Avenger boys náà lè fi wọ́n wé. Because all their struggle they have something they are fighting for. But kí làwọn eléyìí fẹ́? Ẹni no to Western education. Education is a thing around. And what they make sure about one achieve láwọn states from Nigeria.
Yeah, we have 19 states that are practicing Sharia as we speak today.
Nígbà tí mi serve bàbá ní 2004 ní Zamfara ní mo ti serve. Kò sí bí apá lọ́kọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ confam mo sọ fún yín. Kò sí restaurant ilé ọtí kankan nínú Zamfara nígbà tí mo serve bẹ́ẹ̀. Tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe fàájì a máa ń lọ inú báràkà wọn sójà ibẹ̀ láti máa lọ ṣe fàájì gbà yìí. So gbogbo kìíní ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo ojú mi rí àwọn isiba àwọn Islamic force wọn isiba nígbà tí mo wà Zamfara. So it's more or less than Islamic state wọ́n practice there. Ṣèbí Boko Haram ò sì di nǹkan tó ń pààyàn ẹni ọba pẹ̀lú olówó àmì power and science náà.
I'm not going to come to sorry in the program alone. Talk about it.
So pẹ̀lú àwọn tí ń practice gbogbo nǹkan yìí is not new to them. Awúsá ti wọ́n ti mọ̀ lọ́rùn àwọn tí ń gbàgbọ́n ìfẹ́. Èyí tó ń gbé bọ̀ wá sísàlẹ̀ rí. Àdàwọn èèyàn kó dẹ̀ yé ń bí léèkì kò sí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀.
Thank you very much. I'm just reading a comment that just popped to my face on YouTube. It says, I was listening to someone on YouTube today who lives in UK and has over 100,000 followers. He was talking about his experience in Nigeria and how so many opportunities exist there. Somebody asked him, so what do you do about the Fulani killings? He said, let me just tell you directly, that is not my cup of tea. Okay. And that is somebody telling you opportunities there. One thirty la fẹ́ parí ètò yẹn, so Baba Fatai ẹ bá ṣe ní under 1 minute. Adúgbò sá.
Ẹ kú
ètò nìyẹn.
Ọlọ́run gbogbo wàhálà yìí Ọlọ́run àti Yorùbá ní ṣàfihàn ìwọ́ọ̀dù ní ẹgbẹ́ ìwọ́ọ̀dù gbogbo wa.
Agbára Ọlọ́run.
Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ kó di your own personal desire Ọlọ́run máa rí ìtìlẹ́gbẹ́ Ọlọ́run. In fact, what the analysis you are giving, Ọlọ́run àti káwọn ọmọ ta ní ó tẹ̀ ìjọ́dọ̀ nílùú fọwọ́ náà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ lè ọjà sáà gbogbo ọdún nǹkan yìí. Because enough is wọ́n bọ́ lórí ipò iná náà. Only what is enough for a while.
Wise, very.
Because it's very important. The analysis is tó gbọ́dọ̀ mú àwọn pẹ̀tẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ jẹ ní kíákíá òun ni problem wọn. And some of them are still saying ẹ̀yẹ́ ìmọ̀ manager ẹ̀yẹ́ ìmọ̀ manager mo sọ fún ọmọ tí mo bí mo ní wọ́n ti wé sí generation bàbá ẹ̀. At least I'm 60 years old. It's not for God's sake. Màá tẹ̀ ti kú tó mú ìwádìí lè ọ̀dọ́ màá ti kú. Mo ní ìwọ̀n tó ìlànà 27. Kí ni benefit kí ló jẹ ní Nàìjíríà? Kí ni èrè tó ti jẹ Nàìjíríà? Ó lóun ò jẹ́ ọkọ tó rẹ̀ ṣe manager again.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. 1:30 we plan to bring the program. I'm not sorry, Baba Okpadokun, but he was more of restructuring and all that. But I just wanted us to pick a bit of signal from what he said on Arise, but I won't be able to go into that. Now, Batumafi in 1994, after the after the 1993 previous election of the late Chief M.K. Abiola, you can see how Nigeria dropped down. Egypt started rising up. Morocco tó wà nísàlẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbérí. Ó di pé Egypt táwọn ọmọ sí tèmi máa ń lọ tèmi mọ̀ Cairo láti kékeré débi tí mo kí mo sún lọ́gà ó ń lọ ń padà wá lé ni ó wá di pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ń lọ Cairo ó ń lọ Egypt ó lọ ń gbé níbẹ̀ ó di pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ń lọ sí Morocco ó lọ ń gbé níbẹ̀ ó di pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ń lọ sí Algeria ó lọ ń gbé níbẹ̀ ó di pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà wá kúkú wá ń takú sí South Africa kò wá padà wá lé mọ́ pé kí ló ń fi wá ṣe nílé ilé ò kí ló wà nílé there's nothing at all mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí níbikíbi tí ẹ bá ti láǹfààní àti máa wò wá once again my name is Olami Koiki. I'm going to use this graph a lot to educate ourselves including myself because 1995 lèmi ṣe tán ní secondary school as at 1995 yẹn right irú àwọn parents tàwa kan ti lọ wọ́n ti kúrò Nàìjíríà because they saw the vision that that country is completely gone. Àwọn kan ò tètè rí àwọn kan tó rí ibi fún àwọn kan ẹ mọ̀ pé olúkálukú máa rí at different stages ni àwọn kan ṣe rí okay we have a caller that is coming through ó ṣe jẹ́ pàtàkì wá fi parí ètò báyìí hello caller.
Hello, ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Ẹ kálẹ́.
Ẹ kálẹ́ Mr. Quick.
Ẹ káàbọ̀.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ náà. Ọkọ̀ fẹ́ sáré mèkì quick àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kékeré kan rẹ̀. Ṣe rí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ especially ní Nàìjíríà. Pàápàá àwa tá jẹ́ Southerners. Alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ mo gbé ṣùgbà fáwọn àwọn Igbo àwọn Biafra. Bó ṣe rí àwa Yorùbá. Ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá pa mí lẹ́kún. Tí àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó yẹ ká ṣe tí a ṣe. Then àwọn tó dẹ̀ ní agbára láti ṣe irú àwọn iṣẹ́ wọ̀nyẹn àwọn gan-an ń gbẹ̀yìn bẹ́bọjẹ́ fún wa. Mo sọ̀rọ̀ láti ní dárúkọ kó má dàbí pé kí n ní. Ọ̀tà àwọn tó ń pera wọn ní àwọn ní 100 million follower tí wọ́n lè jọ pé tíjà bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà àwọn lè sókè dilẹ̀ nígbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí yìí lọ́rọ̀ ju Sunday Adéyẹmọ ààrí wọn mọ́. So but mo fẹ́ ẹ̀yin náà dẹ̀ kún inú mi dùn pé ẹ mọ history ìlú yìí dáadáa gbogbo àwọn developed country wọ̀nyí àwọn developed country wọ̀nyí tí wọ́n padà wá ń sọ fáwa ń sìn yín pé ká má wà violent ká má bá ṣe ìwọ kan ká kàn máa ṣe peaceful kínní tó dẹ̀ ń clap wa down nílùú wa ẹ wo ìlú wọn kó tó di pé gbogbo ẹ̀ wá wà peaceful sìn tẹ bá wo history àwọn ìlú yìí tẹ bá wo history àwọn ìlú yìí gbogbo àwọn tó bá ń sabotage wọn wọ́n máa ń pa wọ́n ni.
Ìgboro dàrú díẹ̀.
Yes wọ́n máa assassinate wọ́n máa assassinate àwọn ọmọ wọn débi pé wọn ò ní gbé rí. Ṣé rí ohun tí àwa Yorùbá especially tí a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe kínní fún àwọn tó ń jẹ́ politician wa tí a bá ti ṣe ẹgbà bẹ́ẹ̀ níbi ọkàn tá à ń lọ.
Torí àsìkò ni ẹ ṣe gbẹ̀dẹ̀.
Àjọba àti ọba àti ìjòyè àti tá a bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe kínní fún wọn ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi wọ́n jòfin. We have nowhere to go. Ṣé ẹgbọ́n yẹn ń ṣe lọ yẹn?
We want somewhere to go.
Ayé fàbílítè ti tọ́ yẹn.
Ẹ ṣe
Wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe lọ nìyẹn.
Ẹ ṣe gbẹ̀dẹ̀. Thank you very much. Àwọn afẹ́wà bíi tá à ń lọ so I'm sure ẹni tí ọlọ́gbọ́n ló yé òmùgọ̀ ló ṣe kinní kan. Ẹ jẹ́ ká finish graph yìí. I left Nigeria 1998 and that will be my last call. Ẹ má bínú. I left Nigeria in 1998. That's 23 years ago. And look at the graph of where South Africa was. Look at Egypt. Look at Nigeria. You would thought that in 90s, and as you can see, sorry, I wanted to bring it towards the end. So if you look at the graph, oh sorry, what I did say. So when you look at the graph, it says that Nigeria is the top end. But why then do we have many Nigerians running all over the place? If truly, why are we running helter and skelter, looking for a greener pasture. You know why? Because of these guys, the terrorists that have now come to invade our land. This is where we're going to put the broadcast this evening. But we'll be back again. Same time or different time zone on a different broadcast program. But let us remember to continue to demand that your Sunday Igboho should be allowed to travel out due to his health. I won't say more than that. I really appreciate everyone that have stayed tuned with the broadcast this morning from Instagram to Twitter, Facebook, and the MixLR. And I'm sure you've picked one or two things that you can also carry along to share with the next person. We have the option now to say no. They might disagree with us and say, no, election is the best option. But I tell you, election will not solve the situation we have in Nigeria. It is not as how big the number is. It is what is the purpose of that number that is useless. Think about those countries that are not as big in numbers, but they are much better as it is. Have a very good morning and bye for now.
West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now. Complete solidarity against this and outrage against what happened in Paris, vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
Complete. It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority. Very stark, very hard to say, but that's the case right now.
Badly. Ọmọdúnrà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Amalgamation in Nigeria, created by the enemy of black men. Where the black never civilize. Location 9, that is what it is. The country where the leader said the people's glory. They turn their children to prostitute, and they turn boy children to terrorists. Now, terrorists on the take over. Yoruba people say we know they do again. Say hold the true our nation, that is what we want now. Freedom, 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 freedom. Motherfucker, come and free us. Freedom, 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 freedom. Now, location 9 ìlú Boko Haram, ìlú àwọn hush politician àti S-men. Fake promises every year, fake miracle everywhere, fake military anywhere. Now, all the dry people wanna go. Biafra people wanna go. Location 419 need to break for freedom, 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 freedom. We need the freedom, 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 freedom. Kusina kusomi kusonja kusana kusisi kareti bilu tabilu si ha. Free education and audio. Good security. Security na one chance. Over 100 million people don't poor. All my nigga need a job, they know they see work. They want to go to farm, full and attack. Don't give me any fucking reason why we no go. Even many people say they wanna go. Freedom, 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 freedom. No back on, you do what you are republic. I think I saw a bomb. I'm fighting. So, Kiyochalewa, Pole Jujoyi, Ejide Omo Oduduwa, let this struggle begin. And you're British, you came to Africa to come and enslave us, and you call it colonization. You join four nations together, and you call it one Nigeria. I tell you, we are one. When only Yoruba never get themselves right. But you join us together, even with the people who never think like us. And since then, you damage our culture, you damage our language, and you damage our way of life. Just because of your whole greediness. Before one day, amalgamation has expired since 2014. Come to Nigeria. Come and separate what you match together as one. We are not one. We can never be one. We don't have the same culture. We don't speak the same language. We just came here from nowhere and match us together. Who make it God over us? We don't know anything about us. We just come here from nowhere and match us together. Since then, we never get it right. And dear, you know Yoruba today. As what it told, and Jaffe told Baba yín. Amalgamation for 190 expire. What expire láti 2014. So, IG and Masu, as what it told láti Jaffe told Baba yín. A fool at 60 is a fool forever. Masu.